Welcome everyone, my name is Eric Holt with the University of Denver. We're just coming off the EBA conference this week with the Housing Innovation Alliance. We're here at McStain Neighborhoods with Simple Homes and some students that were with me at the conference. We just got to see panels flying in for a house that they're framing with Simple Homes panels. And so students and I have questions to ask of you guys. So fire away. What were some of the things that you saw out there that you want to know more about?
Well, first of all, I was impressed with how easily everything comes on the trailers, can be lifted up and put onto the foundation. But then, without, those huge pieces coming on, how do you piece them together and, onto the foundation, make sure everything kind of stays stable as an integrated system?
Yeah, for us, everything really comes down to design and engineering. So we build, really detailed digital fabrication models in our Revit-based design tool. Every stud, every piece of hardware is in there. And so in terms of getting it right on site, it really comes down to that pre-planning and thinking about those connections, how, sheathing needs to overlap. It really comes down to those little details in terms of how we ultimately get it right and deliver the most value for our customer.
I'm just so impressed with how fast you can construct them. Can you kind of go into detail on how long it takes for you to create the panels, install them, and then how long the houses take overall to build?
Yeah, so in terms of our scope of work, we'll fabricate at this point, all the panels for one of these homes in around about a day in our factory. Then on site, our average right now in this community is about 7 days end to end. So one day where we're rolling that first floor, another day, which you guys saw today in terms of the crane day, where we come in with all the panels and basically try to, get the trusses on. And then, anywhere from 4 to 6 additional days of getting everything else stood up, backed out and ready to hand off to the next trades. So, that's really our target here. And I think our average right now is just a hair over 7 days.
Yeah, as far as the whole house, it's changed this year. Supply chain has been a big issue for us in the housing industry. This last 12 months for sure. We kind of shoot for about 180 days, so about 6 months, from the time that we stake and dig the lot until, we've got a CO and ready for a homeowner to move in. One of the advantages working with Simple Homes, when we're stick framing these, that's, probably going to take roughly 2.5, 3 weeks probably for a stick framing crew to get out here and assemble the house. Obviously, as Jeff just pointed out, they're taking that down to closer to 6-7 days most of the time. So there's a savings there for us, and there's some predictability too that's helpful. We know it's scheduled out long ahead of time. They need to know far in advance when they're going to be building a home, so they can get the materials ordered for their factory, get the panels built, get them out on site. There's a lot of coordination that goes along with that. It makes for a more predictable front end schedule for our guys, which right now we'll take anything that we can get, just because supply chains are tough right now.
Speaking to the supply chain logistics on either end of the process, manufacturing or building, have you guys had to run into any problems with maintaining quality control or having to make adaptations on the fly because of supply issues or labor issues, anything like that?
Yeah, this has been the year of kind of pivoting and figuring it out and being flexible, really. We've had to, in some projects, we use floor joists out here, but floor joists have been really tough to get, and so there's been areas in other projects where we're using the floor truss assemblies, just because that's really all we can get. Adapting, finding solutions, being creative is really the only way that we've been able to continue to move forward in our construction process this year, because it's been really tough.
You saw that those panels had already the weather sheathing on them, the seams taped, and even the windows installed. Mm-hmm. So you're taking it to a next level in the innovation and what you do in your factory compared to what you do in the field. How is everybody looks at it and goes, how do windows hold up as they're shipping out and being craned in place? Any challenges with that?
Yeah, I would say, there's always the occasional challenge. I think even I've been surprised by how few challenges we have there. So we ship all those panels vertically on trailers that we've custom manufactured to be able to slot them vertically. And really, our focus with that level of finish, part of what we're doing is really inspired by kind of European offsite construction methods where that's really the norm. And that's, they ship wall panels vertically, it's pre-rigged, windows pre-installed. And really the focus for us is getting that weather tight shell as quickly as possible. So, on townhome projects that we do, we'll try and get everything up, one unit ready for handoff to the next trades, even if we're backing out the rest. And the way we go about that is having that weather tight enclosure up, ready as quickly as possible through the level of finish we deliver from the ship.
So can you tell us a little bit about the journey with the code officials? It sounds like that may have been a bit of a stumbling block in the beginning. So how have you kind of overcome that, and how are you keeping them engaged throughout the process?
Comes down to the same thing that drives success anywhere, which is like a trust-based relationship. And I think, the building officials here, I think, had some level of skepticism. I think rightly so, in terms of prove it. And I think as we've engaged with them, with McStain, kind of in partnership, and they've seen the quality that we deliver, and sort of see that we're passing inspection each and every time. It gives us a little bit more leeway to be able to innovate. Here the specific challenges we ran into were taping seams and installing windows, so that not every single nail is visible to that inspector.
Jeff, I love that you brought up it's a trust relationship, because right now in industry we're talking about innovation. How do we build faster, better, less expensive? But it's still about a relationship, building trust. We can't push innovation forward without the relationships and the trust to shift the culture in that.